Hi, this is DM Steve. I just wanted to reach out and thank you for checking out our show. Like, seriously, from the bottom of our heart, thank you. We had a lot of fun getting started with this adventure, and we're really excited that you've made the choice to come along and check it out with us. Um, we are really looking for some good constructive feedback, what you like, what you think we can improve, any sort of ideas to help us iterate on our show and our format to make the experience as fun for you, the viewer, as it is for us, the players. And also, maybe even more importantly, we're really looking for a group name still. We're hoping to come up with a collective name that like organically springs up from the show and embodies what the characters are all about. So if you are watching along and you see anything that jumps out at you, comment it down below and we can steal it and tell everyone it was our idea in the first place. No, but seriously, any good ideas, feel free to comment them down below. Also, make sure you guys like and subscribe. It really helps out our channel. We're trying to grow our audience. So I guess I'm cyber begging with my tin cup. Just click the button. It doesn't cost you anything. Thanks, you guys. Come along with us for future episodes. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. Enjoy this week's episode. The lumber town of Otari, with its storied past and a fair share of sinister secrets, has been fairly quiet in recent decades. Over the 400 years since its inception, the surrounding area has been the launching pad for many famous adventurers, and as a result, most of the ancient ruins have been fully explored, much of their mysteries already solved. But when the mysterious Gauntlight, an eerie landlocked lighthouse, begins to glow with a baleful light, the people of Otari suspect it's an ominous prelude to sinister events. The call goes out for a new band of heroes to save the day. Those heroes are Aurelia Carton,
Come here, take a shot.
Halarmony Higgins,
Can I play something for you?
New Lara,
Hey, I know that it's scary, but you have to get up. Okay? Take my hand. Ugh, very good. Let's go.
Elanir Terran,
The stars have shown me your fate.
the time has come to enter the Abomination Vaults, Ruins of Gauntlight. The quiet fishing town of Otari has flourished for the last 400 years. While life moves a bit slower here than the nearby metropolis of Absalom, an abundance of forests and an ingenious flume running from the mill to the harbor gives this town plenty of opportunity for jobs, boasting 3 different lumber companies all sharing resources. A large 30-foot tall or 30-foot diameter water wheel, known to the locals as the Giant's Wheel, turns at the top of the cliffs, constantly providing enough power to the mechanized treadmill. The churning of the wheel and the loud sawing of the wood provides a constant backdrop to this otherwise quiet town. The Otari fishery provides ample entertainment for gambling. The Dawnflower Library provides plenty of books and temples to the gods. And a smattering of taverns keeps people liquored up when they are off the clock. Ominously, the Atari Graveyard sits high above the cliffs, overlooking the tranquil town of Otari, looking out over the harbor with its constant churn of ships, taking the lumber off to far destinations. The mayor of this town, Osef Menhems, has strong ties to one of the thriving lumber companies and proudly traces his heritage back to the founders of this town. But it is not this proud figure that has drawn you to this town. Instead, it was somebody with a more, shall we say, quirky nature? Wrin Sivinxi. Ooh, that's hard to say out loud. Wrin Sivinxi. So I have a handout that I created to share with you guys.
This is Wrin. An elven woman with tiefling heritage put out the call for heroes. Her tiefling heritage is impossible to miss, and she has long since embraced it. Eyes devoid of pupils, small ram's horns curling around her elven ears. A thin tail and fingertips that sparkle with motes of glittering lights leave no doubt that she is touched by supernatural forces. Yet her quick smile and welcoming attitude sets you at ease. It's here, within our open-air shop, that we begin our story. Her store is called Wrin's Wonders, filled to the brim with small trinkets. The store itself consists of what appear to be standing stones arranged in a 60-foot diameter circle, surrounding a 15-foot high dome of wooden beams. While sometimes covered in canvas, they are currently pulled down, revealing the beautiful sky filled with stars, the moonlight streaming in and mixing with the cool breeze coming off the sea. "Thank you all for coming," says Wrin. "I've been following the stars, trying to make sense of their patterns. You see, I've always had a gift for the spiritual and a knack for visions that often come true. And that is what led me to call on you heroes to come and help prevent something terrible from happening. My visions, they're not clear. The dead coming back to life, cities under siege, a shadowy presence just on the edge of my dreams that blocks me from seeing exactly what will happen. And then it happened." She pauses to take a sip of her drink, eyeing each of you in turn as she does so. "Sorry, I have a tendency to get ahead of myself. Shall we start with proper introductions?" She motions to the man sitting next to her. "Elenir, why don't you start?" So yeah, go ahead, if you can, go ahead and describe a physical description of what your character would look like as the group is looking at you. And then, whatever your character would say for some sort of introduction.
Elenir he's an elf. He's about 5'11", about a $175, pale skin. He's got kind of orange yellowish eyes, which is strange, and his hair is whiter, and it's kind of like he's got a mix between regular elf and drow characteristics, but he's tall and thin, and he sits there and he kind of moves his pointed hat and he removes it, and sitting on top of his white hair is a black and silver owl, and it kind of just swivels its head and regards everybody in the room. And he sets his pointed hat in his lap, and next to him is his short bow, and he just looks around the room and he says, "I came here not long ago. Wrin and I have been working together for a while now. We both share a interest in the stars and where they point and the fate that comes. And yes, I'm here to help out in whatever fashion I can."
And as you finish saying that, right, the rest of the group kind of starts looking around a little uneasy. For Elenir, who would you make eye contact? There's three other people here, right, besides you and Wrin. Which one of those three would you like to make eye contact with to kind of socially prod them to go next? Or would one of the other characters be willing at this point to jump up and volunteer?
I would give each of them a look. Not really focusing on anyone in particular, but I would definitely be eyeing the man with an instrument.
And you see Hal Harmony. He's got shoulder length dark hair, a soul patch. He's young, in his teens, He's wearing nice clothes, but they're old. They're ragged, like he's been on the road for a while. And he keeps plucking at an instrument in his hand. And he looks around the group and says, "Hello, Joel. I am Halarmony. I was raised in Diobel. My parents are fantastic actors and musicians who have been hired in the courts of Absalom. I left my town to, what did her dad say? To become a hero. So here I am."
Do you strum your music as you're talking? Like, is it like always music with you, or do you turn
Yes.
it on and off?
He's always plucking at his lute or his guitar, as he likes to call it. And it's almost like an annoying background like melody over and over.
Okay. So when you're done talking, there's still two people in the circle that have not introduced themselves. So which one of the two are you eyeing?
Aurelia. And I kind of bow towards Aurelia and say, "Please, lovely lady, tell us what your name might be."
All right. So what Hellarmony sees is a sort of older, kind of elvish-looking woman, of a little taller than average, 5'10", sort of grayish bluish hair with pale eyes and slightly pointed ears, also pale skin. She sort of looks around and like nods her head. "Howdy, name's Aurelia." And that's all that you need to know about me.
Okay. Short and to the point.
Hmm.
And then all the eyes in the group flutter over to the last and unintroduced stranger.
She looks behind her, confused as to why everyone's looking, and then looks back and goes, "Oh, me? Yeah. I'm Nulara. Um, I'm decent with these." And then she points at her sword and shield, "But I am a professional with this." And then she unfolds her retractable shovel. Um, you're all very intimidating, but it's nice to meet you. And then you see when she sits down, she's mostly covered, and then the skin that is visible is ashy gray. She has unruly brown curly hair, and then if you get close enough, you'll see that the most human thing about her are her eyes, because they're still like a warm brown. Excited to work with you all. And then she looks down at her lap.
Okay. Wrin has kind of sat back and kind of watched you all with a very like intense gaze, like drinking you in and all your words, and just like a warm smile on her face as she does so. Now, are any of your characters like born in Otari, raised in Otari, or are you guys all kind of from elsewhere and just accepted this call for heroes?
I am from Diobel. Like I said, my parents are famous musicians who've been hired in Absalom, and I am here to be a hero. Here to be a hero. I wonder. I wonder.
Foreign, looking for a fresh start.
Rin knows that I'm from a cave system elsewhere.
Just to be clear, this wasn't Wrin asking you out loud. This was the DM asking you as ask because I don't know your character's background.
Well, I'm talking to the Rin, Steve.
Right. We'll get to Wrin. I was just curious. So it doesn't sound like anyone's
kidding.
overtly from Otari, right?
Well, Nina, are you from here? You work. You got that shovel.
Yeah, but I wasn't born here.
Okay. Perfect. I just wanted to know for my own sake.
Oh, scared.
So, Wrin, like, like as you do the nice melody, which, gets her excited, but she like says, to think that fate has guided you all through your own individual paths to this moment here. But from this moment on, your fate, and indeed the fate of us all, are intertwined and in your hands. But try not to think about it. It'll only make it harder what needs to be done. And she kind of laughs a little nervously and a little like out of sorts. Just, it's kind of a weird moment there. But then she continues on like, no, there's no weirdness at all. And she says, here in Otari, there's a popular nursery rhyme there's a popular nursery rhyme sung to all the children. When I came to hear it, I thought little of it until I found myself humming it whenever my mind wandered. It goes something like this. When the fog is creeping and the moon is low, when the town is sleeping, Gauntlight starts to glow. That's when she arises for her midnight lunch. Naughty kids are prizes for her teeth to crunch. But if you obey me and obey the rules, you're safe from Belcora. She just eats the fools. And there's like this long pause, like a little bit too long of a pause for this kind of moment. You guys are all like nervously stuck there in that moment of silence and on her end. Sorry. But as it turns out, it has happened. Gauntlight recently started glowing again. I have seen it in my visions. A small lighthouse, not too far north of here. If legends are to be believed, it was the site of the final showdown between a band of heroes and a hag named Belcora. They defeated her in spectacular fashion, crumbling the keep down upon itself. And there it has sat, empty and ruined, for hundreds of years. And yet the lighthouse stood the test of time, never crumbling, never giving in to the swamp that reclaimed its territory. Just the lighthouse within the ruins, sitting idle, waiting, biding its time. She takes another sip, trying to read your faces. And that is where you come in. I need you to go check the lighthouse. We need to see what's going on. The glow, it must be stopped. Because while nursery rhymes are just tall tales, the truth is, so long as the lighthouse glows, we are all in danger. Now, I cannot offer you much. I will offer a modest sum of 5 gold if you can go investigate the source of the light. And of course, my services are at your disposal. And she kind of motions to her little like setup. And my tutelage, if any of you are interested in taking the next step in your occult and spirituality training. But even then, I've seen the stars. I've seen your path. And I know that you will undertake what I am asking for. Maybe it's the glory. Maybe it's for the untold riches. But either way, it will be because this is your fate. And she sits back, hands like folded on her lap, and just says, any questions?
Not a question, but that's a very interesting nursery rhyme. You tell that to children before they go to sleep?
Well, not me. I'm not from this town. I've only been here a few years, but apparently it's what they tell kids to behave around here.
Oh. Okay, so for the light at the the lighthouse. Has anyone else tried to see what could have caused it?
She shakes her head and she says, it takes a trained eye to even notice such a thing. Nobody around here has even been willing to confirm my suspicions that the lighthouse is glowing. I've only seen it in my visions. I have not set eyes upon it myself. Nonetheless, I know that it is glowing again. I can feel it. Like above you guys are all sitting here kind of like looking around and above the sky, because you got this tent's like open to like the sky, and you see like a long like kind of shooting star just kind of falling across the sky, like kind of catches your attention in the silence.
Elenir is looking up into the sky and he looks at the group. His eyes come down from watching the shooting star. And for a moment, as he looks at the rest of the group, you can see the stars reflected in his eyes. And then he blinks and they go away. And he looks at Wrin. He says, I look forward to charting the way that we've seen. And I look forward to any tutelage you care to give me in recompense for the deeds, and he smiles at the rest of the group, we hopefully undertake.
She smiles warmly and like kind of like gives you like a little nod, which is, you've learned a lot in our short time together, but you've got plenty more to learn. And I would be glad to continue our lessons.
We didn't speak about this before. Are there any supplies that you're willing to help fund the expedition with? I know there's a reward, but do you have any potions perhaps, or something of the like?
No need to worry about that. I got that covered.
Oh.
Very good.
She, what she says is like, she says, oh, I didn't mean to make it seem like this is a reward. I'm sorry. And then she goes over to like her little like money box, and she opens it and she begins like counting out money. And like one by one, she kind of like pulls money out of her little till, and she hands you each like, 5 gold worth of coinage. It's mostly in silvers and coppers. Like pretty much all in silvers and coppers. She doesn't exactly have gold pieces to hand out, but she does have like all this stuff, and she's just like, this should help cover any supplies, anything you need to get going. I know you're going to do this for me, so I don't have to worry about proof. This is all I have to spare. And she like kind of like, you look down at her like little till box, and you can see that she's only got like a smattering of copper like left in there. But she smiles and says, material possessions, it's not why I'm here. And she puts her box away.
Shall we head out, or do we want to wait for daylight?
It's definitely night here, but there's no time limit, right? You guys are free to wait until morning if you guys want. What are you saying, Hal?
Perhaps we head to a nearby tavern, and he rattles the coins in his hand, and maybe wait till morning so we can find something. I do not know what we need to do in the dungeon, but I'm sure you do. And he looks at the silver-haired human elf, Elenir.
Elf. Elanir smiles and puts his hat on over the owl and stands up, picks up his short bow and says, well, they're two popular players
Oh, no, you started cutting out at the end.
here, or we can continue further down to Crook's Nook if you're looking for something a bit more raucous.
Yeah, and as you guys start planning to like get up and leave and go to tavern, like Wrin at one point, she kind of like looks like she has an idea, like it almost like hit her in this moment. She's like, "Ah, I just had an idea." Wrin, like, I know we've done this already, but you three, you are still mysteries to me. Could I, by chance, interest any one of you in a reading? And you see her like kind of like pull out from her cloak. She has like this little silk wrapped deck of cards, and she kind of like lays it on the table in front of her and unfurls it. You can see she has like a stack of cards.
Of course. Please let me. And I kind of move my way between the group. Please. And he sets his guitar to. Well, actually, he just hands it to Elanir. It's like, here you go. Hold this.
Elanir grabs it and then lightly sets it on the chair where he was sitting.
Okay. So she kind of guides you over. Like she has this little table spread out, and it's got like lots of like knickknacks and little doodads, like tons of trinkets. Right? She runs a curio shop, so she's got all kinds of like little like doodads. But what she does is she lays out this sort of tarot deck, right on the table in front of you. So she hands you the deck of cards, Hal, and asks you to mix them up, shuffle them. And then she asks you, like, one by one to draw a card from the deck and place it in 3 cards in one of each of the 3 squares.
Okay. Let me see what we do. Tap, tarot, draw.
I think at the top, you should be able to actually grab the top card and just drag it out. I see, and then it adds it to your inventory like that. And then you should be able to drag and drop it to the play surface, no?
Nope. You can drag it
Interesting.
for me.
I can see your card. Let's see. Which one do you want this to go in? The first, second, or third spot?
First one.
Oh, yeah, I see one got put on the table. Who's doing that? You doing it?
That's me. Yeah.
Okay.
You have to click the second one, not the top one.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, okay. So put each one of those there. And then, so we can make this a little bigger to fit. Now, for each one of these, can you roll a D2 3 times?
Yep.
So we can determine if they're facing up or down.
1.
Okay,
1. First one, 1.
got it. 1 is going to be face up, and 2 is going to be face down.
2.
Okay. We'll rotate that one upside down, and the third one will stay up.
Yep.
All right. So you take the cards, right? You lay them out, and she asks you, like, are you happy with where they are, or do you know in your heart that these should be moved?
I trust you. Certainly we can just go with how it is right here.
Perfect. And she takes the rest of the cards, and she begins kind of like riffling them, and you see her like close her eyes a bit, and she says, these cards would tell us your story, Halharmony. We will learn who you are, we will learn who you were, who you are, most importantly, who you shall become. And so she goes over to the I should open this this thing real quick. Okay, so she goes over to this first card here her left, your right, and she takes it and she flips it over. Ooh, the King of Wands. So this card represents your past. The King of Wands. I see an older gentleman, perhaps a father figure of some sort, if not a father directly, who offered you financial security, support. Who is this person?
Like I said, my parents are renowned musicians. They, a few months back, they received an offer from a noble lord in Absalom to be his house entertainment and teach at his school. But I had something holding me back in Diobel. That was a few weeks back, but that is probably my father.
Could be. So, that is who you have been. But let's see, Hal. Who are you now? What is your current fortune? And she flips the card over, and it's the 5 of Wands upside down. Another Wands. She's like, I see many wands in your timeline. I see conflict, some sort of need, it's something you need of another person, or possibly even a person you desire. I see confusion and you struggling to accept your reality. What is this about?
Oh, I'm sure it must be mistaken. I want for nothing, of course. Maybe it means something else.
The cards never lie.
Perhaps. Perhaps. Maybe that's why I'm here. We will. You will see. Maybe.
Well, perhaps we shall see your future, Hal. What do you think your future has in store for you?
To become a great hero amongst these fine people here, head back to Diobel, show Caroline's father that I'm a hero and wealthy, and he stops talking.
And as you start talking, she flips the card over. The 9 of coins. Well, if it's riches you seek, coins are a good sign. Let's see, 9 of coins. In your future, Hal, I see financial security, abundance, joy. It seems you will be successful after all, as you thought. She smiled.
Certainly. You believe it, you can do it, and I'm going to do it with all of you. And he gestures to the group.
Yep.
Should be
And
a great time.
yeah, she smiles and she's like sizing you up and trying to like kind of figure you out. And she just kind of like gives a little nod to herself. She's like, well, as for the rest of you, consulting the spirits as they were are definitely too draining for an old woman like me. So I will unfortunately be unable to offer any more readings tonight, but if you are willing to continue working with me, perhaps another night, if you are curious, I will be happy to give you a reading as well. And she looks to all of you as she kind of like picks up all of her tarot cards and puts them away. And so, she's like, no, don't let me keep you from the taverns. And she smiles. So as you were saying, Elenir, there are like a handful of taverns, right?
Yeah, there's the Crow's Casks and the Crook's Nook. Real quick, out of character, Brianna, just a heads up. You came in and out of there so quick that I didn't hear what you said last.
Good to know.
Good to know. Okay, cool. Yeah, so where we're at 4. Just so everyone else knows, a good resource to have open while we're playing is the player's guide for this adventure path that Steve mentioned to us a while back. It's
Mhm.
got a map on it and all kinds of stuff. So there's a lot of good stuff in there, and it's got little breakdowns for people in the town and stuff like that.
There's
But
probably good handouts I could share with you if Roll20 actually had it all built out too. But for
Dang,
now,
yeah,
having
drag
that PDF is definitely the way to go.
drag him.
Yeah.
But Elanir has been here long enough, and in fact, a little bit of backstory for everyone else in the room. Elanir, when he first arrived, Wrin did a reading for him and told him that she would only do it after he had met something she saw in his future. So he's not getting another reading until she deems that it's time. And yeah, so to the south there is the Crow's Casks, which is more like a brewery for local farmers and merchants, a tavern and an inn. And then further south, if we want something raucous and crazy, we've got the Sailor's Tavern. That's a bridge in between the bottom of the river there.
Mhm.
So could be fun.
What was the name of that one?
The Crook's Nook.
That's the Crook's Neck. Okay.
Yep.
I know that.
Perhaps we should follow you. I think you seem to know the way around.
Well, how are we feeling? Do we want to have loud music and raucous entertainment, or do we want to head to the farmers and merchants area, the Casks, the brewery?
Raucous music, of course.
All right. And Elanir, knowing the city pretty well, and especially Wrin's shop, leads everybody out and to the south.
Sure. Yeah. And so you're going to the Crook's Nook? Is that where you ended up?
Yeah,
Where
the Crook's Nook, which is to the south. There's also the Rowdy Rockfish, but he doesn't like it because it's too quiet. But there is also a quiet tavern. if
Yeah.
everyone
Despite the
wanted quiet.
name, the Rowdy Rockfish, it is the most peaceful tavern in the whole place. Yeah. So you guys like take a seat at the Crook's Nook. So let's see.
I wonder.
So the Crook's Nook serves, it functions as like a bridge. It's built across this bridge, so like you can't cross this bridge without going through this sort of like tavern. It's also a cheap place. It's the cheapest place in town to get a room for the night, as well as the best seafood in all of town. So in addition to having all kinds of sort of drinks on tap or ale and such, you can get a good bit of seafood here, including they have like these little fish cake kind of things that you can buy and like take for the road that will like stay pretty well. So you can buy sort of like rations and things like that here if you so choose.
Yeah. Elanir doesn't like fish, so he's just gonna eat some rations and stock some up for the road, even though he's got some.
Is there anyone in our group that is currently trained in society?
Let me see.
Negative on my end.
Yes.
You are?
Yeah, so is Elanir.
I am not.
Okay. Why don't Elanir and Hal, you guys go ahead and make society checks for me as you're hanging out here in the Crook's Nook.
Just click on the society button. Is that what it is?
I think so.
Oh, natural 2. Nice.
Okay. 19 for Hal and 9. So, Elanir, you've been in town for like a while, so this is you never picked up on this sort of thing. Hal, like you've got a little bit of ties to running maybe some street level scams, maybe, you've at least been around the block a few times. You know a thing or two about the streets. The most obvious thing that, like, it might as well be a giant neon sign that this bar is like a front for a thieves guild.
Okay.
Like, it's literally like the name itself almost gives it away because it's called the Crook's Nook, you know. But
So,
you know, yeah.
You come here frequently. You said your name was Alanir?
That is my name, but no, I do not come here. I don't really even like fish, but it's a bit too loud. I'm a bit of a Goldilocks kind of person when it comes to taverns. I don't like them too quiet or too loud, so I normally frequent the brewery.
So you like the library and not the party?
Yeah, I mean, not too
I mean,
quiet.
it's a good thing if you want to stay safe, considering this is the front for a thieves guild. You know, perhaps you should not come here if you don't want to get robbed.
That is good to know. Well, we can move on unless someone wants to have some fish.
Yeah, there's this very like the one thing like you pick up on too with a 19. Not only is it like a thieves guild, like you kind of sense there's like a recurring symbol here, and it seems to be almost like a white sparrow or some sort of bird that seems to be like this thieves guild mark as well. So you just pick up on that.
I hear them, but if you look there, you can see the white sparrow there. I think that is like the. How do you say the entrance? You? How do you say the entrance? I think it's the sparrow. Does anybody carry or wear anything like that matches or anything like that in this area or particularly nearby us?
Sorry, I was distracted reading something else in the adventure. Sorry, what was that?
Is there anybody like around wearing any livery of that has a white sparrow on them, or anybody nearby?
The only person that is definitely overtly like wearing this symbol seems to be the tavern owner who's also working as the barkeep tonight. Other than that, anyone that is apparently on duty is it's kind of quiet in here tonight. Actually, there's not a lot of people, so no members, so to speak, here in the dining room / tavern. It's like the person. She's like a tall, lanky woman, dark hair, kind of like pretty deep skin, dressed in fairly nice clothes, and she's got that like white bird sort of like pin on her like lapel.
How many people are in the room?
Besides you four, probably no more than about 7.
Okay. I'll
Most people are just drinking their sorrows away, and there's like most people here are like very buff because 90% of people in this town work as lumberjacks, so they're all like pretty physically fit as well.
And the rest of the people in here are sailors.
Yeah, sailors and lumberjacks.
I will approach the lady at the bar.
Okay. She's so you know, like we've already established, this place is not very busy, but like she's like, sorry, I'm really swamped tonight. I haven't I apologize. I'll get over and get your drink order right away.
That is no worries. You take your time. We were just I'm new in town, just checking out the area. I noticed that there's a few people in here. Perhaps I can play something for the group that will cover our meal and our food.
She sees like, you know, your type that comes to her quite a bit, and she's like, well, if you can give us a decent performance and lift everyone's spirits, I'll say sure, drinks are on the house.
Okay, very good. I'll just go over there by the wall in the corner and play some sea shanties for the sailors and maybe some I'm a lumberjack, and I'm, something like that.
Sure. Yeah. Let's do a performance roll on this. If you can hit a DC 12, that'll be enough to cover your guys' drinks and stuff. Oh God, 25.
That's a critical success.
That is definitely a critical success.
And then I start playing, and I look at Eleanor, and I say, I wonder if they would like this song. I start playing.
Oh no.
Really?
Oh god.
The realization hits us all at the same moment. But luckily, no one in this town has heard that song before, so we're good. We don't get thrown out.
Yeah. So with the critical success, not only are your drinks provided, but she actually provides you guys with rooms for the night. She does also introduce herself after you like play some songs, and she's like, "You are very good. What did you say your name was?"
Halharmony Higgins from the musical Higgins family out of Diabel. My parents currently they perform for the king in Absalom, or the ruling lords,
Oh, that is very interesting. She shakes your hand. She's like, "My name is Yinya Smera. Yinya Smera. You feel free, anytime. Like maybe if you come by on the weekends, we can actually get a paying gig for you if you got some time. But listen, anytime you guys want to stay here, rooms are on me as long as you perform."
Of course. That's what I do.
Perfect.
My friends here as well, and I kind of gesture over to the group.
Perfect. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I think I will go back and enjoy the fine cuisine you have, and I head back to the group.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys are given basically any sort of basic drinks and some minor seafoods. Like there's probably some shrimp and some cod or something. There's nothing too crazy, but it's pretty delicious.
Okay, you might not like the fish, but you ladies can have anything on the house. In fact, we have been given rooms for the night on the house. I have to maybe do a song or two, maybe on the weekend when we're not very busy. But go ahead. Enjoy.
Damn.
I imagine you were
Well
playing
done.
like a decent set too. Like it wasn't just like a one song kind of thing, but play for a little while.
You didn't pull Guns N' Roses. Good. Only the older people will get that.
Yeah, you guys are sitting down. You got food, drinks, a nice place to sleep. If you guys want to rest before you head to the lighthouse, but you have a chance to Wonderwall for hours. But you have a chance to now at least talk about what your guys' plans are, or what you guys are even going to do.
So we'll talk, and I'll ask. Where are you all from? Perhaps we can learn something about each other. Maybe I can play one of your favorite songs in the future. Just let me know. My parents were teachers. They're very famous musicians. I can play anything you want me to play. Just you must give me time to prepare so I can think about it.
I'll definitely keep that in mind. No, but I agree. Considering that we will be doing something maybe dangerous, I don't know. We might as well get familiar with with each other. Like I said, I'm Nalara. I've been here a year or a year maybe. I don't really go out much. I try to help as much as I can. It's honestly why I went to Wrin in the first place. She was asking for it. But it's really nice to see people. It's nice to meet you guys. Yeah, and this fish is amazing. Thank you. More so now that it's free. Thanks. Sorry, what's your name again? And then I look at Hal.
Halharmony.
Harmony. All right, you're really good with that guitar. I mean, guitar. That's
My
cool.
my grandfather was named Halyard, but my parents were musical and they wanted to do something with harmony. So Hal Harmony, kind of weird, I guess. But you can just call me Hal.
Oh, it's nice to meet you, Hal. And sorry. And then I look at um the salt and peppered, oh no, the white haired elf right next to me. I'm sorry, sir. What's your name again?
I'm Elanir, and I've been here for a while now. Geez, I'd say maybe a little over a year or two, but I think we're in different parts of the city. From that shovel, I'm guessing you're from, you work near the graveyard.
Yes, that's correct.
I've been assisting Wrin in her shop. We have a shared interest in fate, in stars, and I come from a place where elves live under the earth, and didn't see the star until about, geez, about 122, I think. And
In 122 years?
yes, I'm
Oh, wow.
yeah, I always forget how short all of you live, except for someone who shares my blood, and he gives a look over to Aurelia. But no, I'm 147 years old, so spent the majority of my time in caves fighting my distant cousins and other creatures of the dark. But a lot has changed in the last 20 some years, and now I'm here working with Wrin, and now with all of you.
Do you know what they say? It's not the length of your life, but how bright you burn.
Right, right. That would be a human saying.
That's a really good saying. And then Nolara looks at Aurelia and then like is intimidated and then shakily says, ma'am, I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. I was so distracted earlier, ma'am.
I suppose I can oblige you since we are working together, and Harmony here helped us out getting provisions and lodgings for the night. I am Aurelia. I am new in town, fresh arrival, and just looking for new starts. Uh, where I'm from is not important, but what you need to know is that I am good with patching people up in ways that people don't really expect. But rest assured, it is just as good as regular medical help.
Certainly, you need to know where you come from to know where you are going, I think.
I don't think that's terribly important, but I suppose we can agree to disagree.
I'd
Fair
I gotta tell you, Hal. You don't mind if I call you Hal, do you?
I prefer it. Reminds me of my grandfather, I think.
Very nice. I'm pretty sure Aurelia knows where she comes from. She just doesn't care to share.
You a smart one? Relanier? Is that your name?
Yes, that is my name, and I'm as smart as I need to be. I hate
Smart
fish, though.
answer.
Yeah. I think our human companions would call that a smart aleck answer. I don't really know where that comes from. But did you say we're getting ale or wine? Because I hate ale and I hate fish. So I really hope they have something other than fish and ale.
Well, what do they have at the library?
based on Hal's performance, if you requested, she would actually pull out some of her personal wine just for you.
Hell yeah. Elenir's
Alright.
drinking wine tonight.
Do you want me to ask her for something better than what she gives to the sailors?
Yeah, I'll you know what, I'll take care of that. And Elenir gets up and walks to the bar, but we don't need to play that out. He's just gonna
Sure.
request something a little different than the normal fare.
Sure. It's still not up to your taste whatsoever.
I doubted it was. These humans don't know how to cook.
So I think after you guys spend a little bit of time getting to know each other and feeling each other out, the conversation generally turns towards, you know, the Gauntlight lighthouse that you guys have been asked to investigate. And the question that everyone is kind of deciding, like, are we going to go, like, first thing in the morning? You guys have any preparations you need to do to get ready?
Maybe late in the morning, depending on how late we stay up. I think we can probably close this place down if you want.
Well, here's the thing. I come back from the bar with a goblet of wine and bread and some salad. It's about a half hour's walk north of the city. There's a swamp called the Fogfin. The Gauntlet Keep that Wrin was talking about is in there. So it's not that far. We don't need to get up super early, but we definitely can. And it's up to all of you. We can go after we eat, or we can go in the morning. I don't think it's going to matter much, but... And then he realizes that half the party is humans and doesn't have dark vision. Oh, right. You need to... Okay, we can wait until the morning.
I mean,
If it's all the same to you, I prefer we wait until the morning.
if it's a lighthouse, it will have a light for sure, right?
Yeah, but we'd want to see the rest of the swamp. It's not exactly a safe place.
Did you say a swamp? Like the smelly, like, you know what I mean, swamp?
He takes a sip from his goblet and then starts using a knife, his dagger, to like stab the lettuce, and he's putting it in his mouth. He's like, "Is there another kind of swamp?"
I guess not, but that's... he kind of looks at his semi-old, ratty clothes. I was hoping not to get dirty. A swamp, you say? Do you know if this is underground? I mean, you said you can see underground, so I think we just follow you.
I can lead the way if needed, but something to keep in mind. You've spoken of heroes and this and that. It's a good thing to know, despite what you've been told, that heroes spend a lot of their time getting dirty and getting in the muck of the world in order to get good deeds done. They don't talk about that in the songs and in the stories. But when you've been alive for a while, you realize that there's a lot left out. And just be prepared. In order to do what you need to do, you're going to need to get dirty.
That's good to know. They don't put them in the songs because I haven't wrote the songs yet. Of course.
Right.
Well,
what's...
Yep. Anything else you guys want to talk about, or do you want to move on? Like, if you guys want to sit here and talk in character for like the rest of the night, I'm all for that. If you guys want to move on to the actual Gauntlight, we can do that as well.
I'm ready to wake up in the morning. I was just waiting for Aurelia to put out a gun and be like, "This is what I'm good with." But that's a great Southern accent, so you really should be wielding a gun. But Elenir did want to look at Aurelia or Norella. How do you pronounce it?
Nulara?
Nulara. See, I was totally wrong. And he raises an eyebrow as he's stabbing more lettuce, and he says, "So you've got the sword, you've got the shield, but you said you're best with the shovel."
Yes, I am.
Okay. do you use the shovel in combat?
If I have to, but more often than not, I use it after.
Okay, this is probably a stupid question, but are we gonna have to wait for you to bury every enemy we kill?
No, not really.
Okay, good to know. I just wanted to know what the time constraints were gonna be.
Oh
How
no. I mean, if they die, right? But unless she tells me to bury them, that's when I bury them. But so far, I haven't really gone across that.
Okay, and you work at the graveyard.
Yes, sir, I do.
Now, most graveyards have a bit of a creepy atmosphere, but I've spent enough time underground to know that the ground's just the ground, except for, when you find something that lives down there. Have you noticed how should I put this? Fucking creepy it is in the graveyard? Like, it just feels awful there. How do you deal with that?
Well, honestly, for as long as I can remember, it's been home. So even though there's some, I don't know, abnormalities or things that make it creepy for other people, it's fine to me. I've learned to. I mean, I friggin' hated it before, right? But then I learned how to appreciate it because it's a place where people that were left go to remember.
Right. He
Yeah.
takes another long pull from his gauntlet. So how do you deal with the undead?
You see Nalara's face shift a little. I don't know. I've yet to see.
Yeah, so, like, from what you know, Nulara, because you spent a bunch of time in there, like, there's no undead. Like, that's just creepy old wives' tales, right? There's no undead problems there.
Nah.
Okay. All right. Elanir's done testing people. We can fast forward to the morning.
All right. Does that sound good? Anyone else have anything outstanding they want to settle up before we flash forward? Now's your chance.
Let's go to bed.
Awesome. So what we'll do is we'll have your characters, like, we'll fade to black as you characters go to sleep for the night, and then wake up in the morning and come back from our break as we are on our way to the ruins. So if you need to buy any last minute supplies, go ahead, just spend your money and mark it off. I'll just assume you did your shopping in this bit of downtime we have. But otherwise, 15-minute break. It's 8:30 right now. So let's just do a 10-minute break. Sorry, 10-minute break. So 8:30. We'll come back at 8:40, and we will go check out these ruins and this lighthouse. Sound like a plan?
Awesome. Cool.
All right,
Very
Sounds good.
that's our plan. So 10-minute break. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere on the Ruins of Gauntlight. Welcome back to Abomination Vaults, Ruins of Gauntlight. We had a quick little break. Hope you guys are excited to actually get to the lighthouse. This is kind of the central setting. The focus of this adventure, right, is this lighthouse. So the fact that we're getting there pretty fast. Very cool. So I'm going to read you the handout on Roll20, but I can't. Thank you, Roll20 again. But I have the PDF here, so
It's like kicking a dead horse, man.
Roll20, you've been amazing though, except for tonight.
it's frustrating because they've been so good and it's made it so much possible to do everything we've done that noticing it more is like makes it more grating, I guess. So yeah, we only chastise because we love Roll20.
So
Yep.
we love you, Roll20, but put the damn thing out. Okay. So you guys wake up in the morning. Do you guys have any morning? Like, there's like a quick montage of you guys getting up and getting ready for a day's of adventure, like a day's worth of adventuring. Like Elanir said, it's only like a 30-minute walk outside of town, so getting there and back is not too challenging. Like, you can basically use Otari as a base of operations and come back and rest in town each day if you wanted. But I want to know, like, in a quick sort of montage, as you guys are getting ready for the morning, like we see people putting bootstraps on, packing bags with gear. What would your characters be doing to get ready for your first day of an adventure? Anything?
Definitely tuning my guitar. Like,
Okay. You're providing the soundtrack for everyone else getting ready.
yeah.
Yeah, it was messed up. He rolled so well, but Elanir and him had to share a room, and Elanir is just looking at him like, "Are you serious?"
What does Elanir do to get ready in the morning?
Has anybody seen Constantine, the Keanu Reeves movie?
Yes.
Mhm.
So you remember
Yeah.
the part where he's going into the underworld and he's like locking eyes with that cat?
Mm-hmm.
He does that with Vana for 30 minutes.
Half in, half out.
Yep.
Vana being your owl.
Yes, the owl. So he wakes up and Vana is like asleep in the crook of his neck, and he gets up and does his morning stuff, and then he sits down cross-legged, and Vana like hops up into his hand, and for 30 minutes they just stare into each other's eyes, and I'm sure this is very confusing to Hal, but that's what he does every morning.
Cat scratch fever. I wonder how that goes.
What about New Lara? What are you doing, New Lara?
Nulara's actually pretty excited. While she's strapping in her breastplate and securing all of her weapons, and she's excited, and then at the corner of her eye, she sees something or someone, and then immediately gets a look on her face, like an annoyed look at her face. She mumbles to herself and then shakes it off and continues preparing for the day ahead.
And Aurelia?
She's sort of fiddling around with the belt pouch around her waist and seems to be counting like these tiny little glass bottles that are attached to it, and sort of muttering and like taking out a piece of chalk and like putting little letters on the little stoppers.
Very
Did you
cool.
have to learn all of that?
Learn
I
all of what?
Those things. And then she points at all the vials that you have.
I did indeed learn all of these. An older woman like me has a bit of knowledge up in this here head, and learned some useful stuff.
Well, I'm all for saving money, but you did say, I'm thinking of maybe getting some potions for our journey later, but you did mention that we wouldn't need it.
What do you
Yes,
mean
I did, ma'am. And if you feel like you need a little extra, I won't stop you from buying any, but just so it's out there, I do have the ability to make some healing potions for everyone, just in case.
What do you think we need potions for? I mean, what do naively he's like, what do the healing potions do for you?
I don't quite understand the question. Could you clarify, or do you really think that the swamps are uninhabited by, or do you think the swamps are inhabited by little bunnies that can't, that could barely bite you?
I don't
Elanir,
know.
go ahead. Sorry.
I don't. I do not know. I think we just go in there, and you guys just do what you need to do, and I will be there to play some music, like set the mood. But if you're saying that I will be under duress and attacked by evil, vicious monsters while we're down there. Maybe maybe I should buy one of these healing potions. No.
Yes,
What are the cost of healing potions? Like 4 gold or something?
3
3?
or 3. No, they're 4. 4. 4. 4.
4. Okay. So the places, there's 2 places in town to buy healing potions. One is at the Otari market, which is kind of like an outdoor sort of like, there's like, I don't think it's like one shop. I think it's like multiple kind of shops kind of set up.
It's like a bazaar or swap meet.
Right. Yeah. So you're able to buy healing potions there. The other place that carries healing potions is actually Wrin's Wonders. So she'll sell them to you guys as well. She doesn't have like a lot of adventuring gear, but she does sell some potions. And so yeah, there's enough for Elenir and Nulara to buy one, and did Hal buy one too? I feel bad.
Sure.
I feel bad for Aurelia because Aurelia's like, "Don't worry, guys, I got this," and everyone's like, "Nah, I'm gonna buy a potion anyways." Actually, Aurelia, do you have your own like potion selling shop set up in town? You got your own little farmers market booth or what?
She is new in town, so
Yeah,
she
gotcha.
hasn't quite planted her roots yet.
Perfect. But there's a market for it here. Just know that.
Good to know.
Okay. So, sorry, good.
No, I'm gonna, as we're buying, I'm gonna go ahead and say, I am looking forward to be proven wrong by you, Miss Aurelia. But just in case, and then she pockets the healing potion.
No offense taken. It's always good to be prepared.
Okay.
Do you guys have your healing potions like in? You guys all have like backpacks and stuff. You guys put it in your backpack and put it on your back, or
No, it's worn. I'm
Yeah.
wearing it on my belt.
okay.
Same, please.
I will
Look.
just drink it.
No, I watched this 17-year-old musician about to drink a healing potion, and Elenir goes, "No, no, no, no. You drink it for when you need it. It doesn't do anything if you do it now. You just waste it."
I thought you said it would save my life. And I was going like, okay, let me drink it real quick.
Well, I mean, it could save your life if you're about to die, but right now it'll do nothing for you.
Mm. Okay.
It's not preventative medicine.
So I will look
Pre-
for when we
preventative
need
care.
to do this.
Yeah, you'll know when you need it. Trust me, you'll know. And then Elenir walks away, and under his breath, he's like, "Fucking humans."
So we get a cut from there as you guys like leave the town, backpacks up, gear ready, and you guys are heading north towards the Gauntlet. And so I'm just gonna like fast forward. You guys are like traveling, checking around, like basically being super like cautious like adventurers are, but like nothing happens as while you're on your way for this trip. So the sounds of frogs and mosquitoes mixes with water sloshing against muddy shores, all muffled by the ever-present mists that linger in the aptly named Fogfen, which, as was pointed out, is the name of this swamp. As the mists clear, a shadow looms from the cloying swamp vapors. A sprawling ruin of stone and wood squats atop an island in the soggy marsh. The upper floors have largely collapsed, leaving only the stone walls of the ground floor intact. Above these ruins towers an out-of-place monument, a colossal lighthouse whose painted walls and iron-cased crown have resisted the corrosive effects of the surrounding swamp. So I have a handout for what the ruins look like.
As we get closer and closer to the ruins, Elenir's gonna put his hand on Hal's shoulder and say, "I have a simple request to make, young man."
I take requests all day. What did you like to hear?
Yeah, it's not that kind. When we're inside and not in combat, please refrain from playing your instrument. Jordan to Rick, feel free to keep playing, but Elenir is saying to Hal, please don't play your guitar while we're walking around because it's gonna bring things to attack us.
Hal will use his instrument to make the sad SpongeBob sound. Okay, I'm not sure you understand. I can play these songs that will make you, how do you say, they will make you powerful and stronger and competent in battle. I've learned some of my parents what they taught me, or taught some of our friends, particularly Jonathan, who taught Omarian, who taught me, like, if you want to be like not afraid of things, I can make it so that happens for like 1 to like 5 to 15 seconds.
No. I love hearing about your lineage. I just am saying for in between fights, it's a good idea to not make it so people know we're coming, or people or monsters. We basically don't know what we're going to find in there, and it's better to not let people know we're coming in general. Yeah, like that.
So, as he continues to punctuate your travels, you approach the ruin tower. There's like a path that like leads up to it. There's because through the swamp, it's fairly well worn through all the adventurers that have traveled it over the years. It leads right up towards the front of the Gauntlight lighthouse. So from where you guys are, I put you guys kind of right in front of the lighthouse, and it appears to be fairly run down. The lighthouse itself looks completely intact. There was talk of it glowing, but as you guys are standing here in the daylight, like watching this, it doesn't apparently look glowing to you. So you're not sure if Wrin is crazy or if maybe she's telling the truth, but like looking at it, it doesn't look like it's glowing. The castle, like this whole area, this keep looks to be falling back into like nature. So like vines and moss climb up the side of it, curl over the top. There was like a second story to this long ago that has collapsed. So like it looks as if most of these rooms like open straight to the sky. So if you were to go into them or whatever and look up, you wouldn't expect to see like stone ceilings. You would just see like the sunlight above you. So I have, it's daylight, so you should have vision to see as far as you need. There should be no like dark vision going on right now. But otherwise, how you guys want to approach is on you. You guys are standing here currently right in front of it. You can see sort of, it's not like an ocean or a sea, but there's definitely some swamp water, and the thing seems to be sinking into the swamp a little bit. What were you saying, Hal?
So, I don't know, you just say we just have to climb this thing?
Well, there's doors. Like
I
right
mean,
there.
of course, we go through these doors and we climb up.
I guess that's one way we can go. I don't know. Maybe we're going down. I thought it was just going to be one tower, but this thing looks pretty big.
I think this first entrance right here does this small keep, this kind of this entrance right in the front does look to have a ceiling on it, although the ruins like further in look more crumbled. Like that might have had a second story at the front. I don't think the one right in front of you looks like it probably is like sealed in with the roof. But yeah, how do you guys want to go? What are you guys approaching? What are you doing? And also, I guess this is the first time I'm asking this question, like what are your guys' exploration activities? What is everyone's role in this group?
I'm gonna scout ahead.
Okay. So that provides the +1 initiative bonus
Yes,
to everyone?
sir.
Okay. What about everyone else?
Detect magic? Is that a scouting exploration
Yeah.
activity?
For sure.
We'll do that.
So you're constantly just kind of like using detect magic to see if you sense any sort of magic coming off. Okay. Aurelia and Eleanor?
I'm gonna be keeping an eye out for any traps and the like.
Okay.
Also enemies.
Right.
So that's
forget-
search.
Search, is that what it's called? I was going to say, I forget what it's actually called, but search. Okay.
Yep. Hidden doors, concealed hazards, so on.
Yep, just using your eyes to like look for any sort of dangers. Okay.
Elanir doesn't like this group, so he's gonna hustle, moving double his normal travel speed, and he's just gonna leave everybody behind. No, I'm just kidding.
Hustle time.
Hustle time. Yeah, so I'll just be investigating. So if there's recall knowledge that you want to do a secret check on or have me roll, I'm just going to be looking for any clues of what might be happening here, any weird things out of the ordinary.
Okay. Good to know. So you stand, at least like approaching this ruins, you stand here with the entrance doors right there, but like, you look around, there's obviously more, you can go around, right? Like this door is the most obvious choice because the path leads right up to it. But as you glance over this way and that way, like you could probably go other places too. Yeah. So as you step kind of this way, what you see is like this right here, at least this doesn't look too like, I guess too deep. At least this kind of moat looking thing with a drawbridge connecting the entrance to the keep looks to be fairly maybe like 3-4 feet deep, that you could probably wade through it if you really needed to. But that would be the most obvious thing here. There's definitely the stink that comes off it. It's like stings your nose. And the drawbridge here that connects this to this looks to be pretty decayed over thanks to like time.
What do I see over here? Like what is this over here?
Oh, you want to check out that side? Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking over in that direction.
So over on that side, you see tangles of reeds growing in thick clusters around the edge of this muddy pond. The water appears murky with algae, and there's a half-decayed body of a 3-foot-tall scaly humanoid on the northern bank. So this sort of landmass right here, a small, like scaly creature lying dead, half buried in mud and leaves.
Body.
There's also like tangles of vines like above you and stuff. You said you were doing like investigation stuff. Why don't you give me a recall knowledge nature, Ellen here. 13.
Nice.
So looking at all of this, there's one thing here on the nature side of things that is out of place. There's a large vine that appears to connect this building right behind you all the way to this building on this side that kind of stretches over the top of this like sort of shallow, muddy area. And compared to everything else, it looks out of place to the point where you're pretty sure it didn't grow naturally.
Is it
Huh.
magical?
There's no magic coming off this, no. It doesn't appear magical. It just definitely looks out of place. Like a vine would not grow from that building to that building, so you're pretty sure, if anything, somebody probably, manually stretched it across.
Do I see any like holes up where it is? Like maybe it's a way to get across between the two buildings, or does it just look like it's attached from one roof to the other?
Also, wait, Aurelia, you were doing the searching, right? So go ahead and give me what is it? It's just a perception check?
Perception.
Yeah, just because perception is no skill. So give me perception just so you see what else you might notice here. Sorry, what were you
Yes,
saying,
sir.
Elanir? Nice. 6.
I see nothing.
Damn.
What were you saying about Elanir? What were you asking about?
He was checking where it connects to the buildings. If there was like a hole near there, like maybe this is like a rope so people can get from one side or the other, or if this is just connected to the roof. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing
Right.
actually near it.
It looks like it's hard to tell from down here. You might, if you were to climb up the top of this building, you might be able to get a better shot at it. But
it's hard to tell if it's going into a hole or if it's connecting or anything, or something to that effect.
Elenier walks back to the group, points up with his short bow. There's a vine or a rope attached between this building and the next, and based on the state of that drawbridge that we went by, I don't think that's safe. So I think we should go in this first building here and then maybe see if that rope is a way to get across to the building over there.
Yeah.
It's up to you all if you want to check the body across the way, but I, for one, don't want to wade through the swamp, so that's up to you.
Yeah. And as you're saying this and looking up at the thing and pointing back around, go ahead and leave your token back there. Because as you're doing this, Aurelia is distracted by your talking and all of that, and even though she's on like lookout duty, there's ripples in the water behind you, ominously, that like everyone seems to be oblivious to. And sort of this creature sort of like emerges and like sneaks up on you guys. And at that moment, like combat is sprung. So I need everyone to give me your initiative roll using your perceptions.
No.
And this creature is going to do the initiative roll using its stealth, because it is trying to sneak up on you guys.
Okay.
With a
Even
plus
though-
1 because I was scouting?
Yes, you get a +1 because of your scouting. It gives you guys all an extra +1 to whatever you roll.
We
So go ahead
all
and
get
add
a
that.
+1. Nice.
Yeah, it's +1 to the group.
dope.
Nice.
Thank you.
Oops, I didn't have my token selected. Okay, everyone's on there.
Updating it. 1 second. I don't know what's been going on with Roll20 in my computer lately, but it just freezes for a long period of time, and I can't do anything.
This is also kind of a big map.
It's Firefox.
Had to move mine to Firefox because on Chrome it was freezing.
It's doing that for me on Firefox.
Oof.
I had to move from Firefox to Chrome.
Oh no, now it's okay. I thought it was freezing on me.
Yeah. Nothing's updating on mine, so it's going to take a second. Someone rolled a natural 20? What?
Yes.
Yes.
Let's go.
Let's see.
Yeah,
I feel like I
I'm-
wasted it though.
There it goes. Okay.
Sorry,
I can do things now.
I'm updating. I have to update tokens because they didn't come pre-populated with everything properly.
Yeah.
Okay,
well,
so how come Hal got switched to an 8?
because
that
you got
was
a
it.
+1.
So I got a +1.
Oh, you weren't. No, I see. Wait, I sorted this and somehow my like Roll20 like rolled everything back. That was weird.
It's 18, 8, 15, 26. I saw
Yeah.
it move, and then it didn't.
Because I entered the thing for my token and then it went back to 0 like I never did it, and it almost looked like Roll20 took a leap in time backwards. That was
No
really
joke.
weird.
No joke. I just saw everything update like lightning. Like it all just boo 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 boo. And then
Maybe
we
Roll20 itself
redid
is
it.
having some issues.
It's
Okay,
possible.
well, New Lara with the like sort of like sixth sense springing into action. You like as you know, they're looking up at the vines and talking about this. You see the ripples of the water, and this creature sort of emerges from the middle of the water. Why? Weird. But anyways, it's right here in the middle of this lake. This shallow, I call it a lake, but it's like a shallow mud bog kind of thing. What would you like to do?
I will tell everyone there's something coming out of the water, and then I will move to. Can I? Hang on, 25.
Yeah, so
Sorry,
stride
yeah.
action's 25, but like water. So what is the rule? So here's the thing: it's not swimming because it's only like 4 feet deep at the deepest. So you can
Mhm.
like wade into it like without making any kind of swim check. But as you step into the water, you feel like the mud at the bottom is very sticky, and so the mud, like walking through this like muddy sort of ground, is definitely like difficult terrain.
Okay, so half my movement.
I believe that's how it.
Well, every square that you walk in difficult terrain counts as 2. So your into it would just be 1 square of movement, so just a normal 5 feet. But then every 5 feet is 10 feet after that while you're in
Okay.
difficult
I
terrain.
started here. Oh my
I was just
god.
saying if there's any other rules, like are you
15, 25. So
I'm
no,
not
I
sure if
don't have anything that helps with that.
Okay, so wait, so it's greater difficult terrain, so I think it's even more than that.
Oh, this one?
Ooh.
So it's not even just difficult terrain, let me just see. I'm actually looking up what greater. So there's difficult terrain, which takes, every square takes an extra 5 feet of movement. Greater difficult terrain costs 10 feet extra per square.
Damn.
Boy. All right. Well,
So
from
15.
yeah. This is as far as I could go.
But that's one action for stride, right? So you have another.
Yes.
You still have 2 actions.
Okay, and then with my dagger,
Mhm.
I am gonna throw it at the slurk.
Just a point of order. Like if you had just gone through our squares, you could have gotten like right here.
Could I though?
I think you can move the allies, right?
You can move through ally spaces.
Okay.
That's one difference from Pathfinder.
Yeah, because it's the idea we're willing allies, right? So as you walked by, we just like move out of your way.
Okay, I'll do that one instead.
Yeah,
Thanks,
it's different
Jordan.
from D&D. You're very welcome. I know you want to get up in Slurk's face.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Longsword.
Yeah, so that would be.
My second action.
Yeah, so wait, so I'm just 5, 10. Yeah, so you basically use all your movement. You have 25 feet of movement, right? So you
Yeah.
plunk down into like that muddy square, and you feel like your feet like sink in, making it very tough in there. But yeah, go for it.
For a 26 to hit.
Yeah, 26 does hit. It is not a crit.
Okay. That's
Good to know.
9 slashing damage.
Okay.
And then I will raise my shield.
Okay. So you see it kind of going for these it's trying to sneak up on the people on the shore to go up and like grab someone and eat it, and you immediately impose yourself, get between it, like raise your shield and strike it to protect everyone. Very cool.
Yes.
All right, Elenir.
Elenir's been walking around with his short bow. One of the cool things that we haven't talked about, Steve, is it says 1+ for bows, and that's because when you're using it, right, when you're drawing an arrow, it takes 2, but
Right.
when you're not firing, you just hold it in one hand. So you
Absolutely.
have a hand free, which is very cool. So to start my action, I look at Nurella in front of me, Nulara in front of me, and I start moving my hands around. Oh, actually, no, it's just verbal. So I just speak a word, and it's barely a whisper. Nulara, you hear me. Sounds like almost like a vorpal tongue or whatever like that. The like weird whispering sounds, and you feel like a tingling on the back of your neck, and you are under the effect of nudge fate. So when it comes up, the next time you make an attack roll, skill check, or saving throw, and a +1 status bonus would bring it from a critical failure to a failure or a failure to a success, you get that +1 bonus, changing the outcome.
Okay, cool.
And you have it for as long as I sustain it, for up to 1 minute. And sustaining spells is an action. So with the 1 action hex, I cast a beneficial hex on Nulara. I then bring the short bow up and try and hit this slurk. I think it gets a bonus because I'm shooting through an ally.
It would have a +1 AC bonus, yeah.
Okay, then just to kind of cancel that out, I've got 30 feet of movement, so I'm going to get pretty far away because I'm an elf and I'm not wearing any armor.
Mhm.
So I'm going to get down here and
Nice
hope to
clear
God
shot.
there's not one of these, another slurk that's going to jump out of the water.
Right.
And I'm going to make an attack.
Go for it.
And miss.
Yeah, 14 misses.
Yep. And with my. It's not agile. Okay.
That was 3 actions, right?
Yes. Yep. That's it. That is my turn. Thank you.
Okay. Up next is the Slurk, as this thing is called. So, the Slurk, since you've engaged with it, will basically try to. Let's see.
Swallow you whole. Just kidding.
Should
Yeah,
I have
okay,
talked
this
to it?
This doesn't. I was just looking at some of its abilities. It's got some interesting abilities, but like. Okay, so what it tries to do is probably back away from you. So it's going to not use the the step action, but it's gonna take a full stride. So it would trigger an opportunity attack if you'd like to use your reaction to take it.
Okay. Yes, please.
18 does hit.
Nice.
For 6 slashing.
All right, 6 slashing as it backs away, so that it goes like kind of here, gets further away from you in the middle of the swamp. So that's 1 action. For its
Another one pops up.
no, for its second action,
14 more show up.
it's going to do it basically opens its mouth and squirts a stream of slime at you. At Nulara. So that's a dirty 20.
Hits.
Okay, so it hits. Because your AC is 20, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you now, it doesn't do any damage to you, but you now are clumsy 1, which we'll need to double check exactly what clumsy does, and you have a -5 foot penalty to your speed until the slime is removed. So basically, you're covered in this slime, the sticky slime that's making you slower. So it takes 3 total actions to interact actions to clear the slime from you. Either you using all 3 at once, or your allies using them to help you. And they don't have to all 3 be taken at the same time. It's just 3 total actions to clear the slime off you.
Okay, noted.
Okay. And then it turns and it does the same thing and it squirts its slime at Eleanor.
Sounds about right.
Another dirty 20.
Oh, what the heck?
9.
Yeah, that hits me.
-5. Yeah, he rolled lower. Wait a minute.
Yeah, when you roll a natural 16 plus 9 minus
That's
5,
what it was. Yeah,
that
the
hits a
9.
20.
The 9's the model. I thought the 9 was the roll. I was like, wait, no. Okay, yeah. So that's 20. So same thing with you. You're covered in the slime as well. You now have clumsy 1 and a -5 foot to your speed.
Is there? I see we have these references sheets. Are there one of those references for like status effects like that?
There should be. I'll check it out.
Okay, cool.
Or
No need to
conditions,
do it
maybe?
right now. No need to do it right
Yeah.
now. It's just I figured that'd be a cool one to have.
Yeah. So Aurelia, you are up next.
All right. Aurelia thinks that her turn will be better spent completely clearing the slime off of Nulara. So that is what she's going to do for all 3 turns. Or all 3 actions.
Okay. Yep. Because Nulara is right next to you, so you use all 3 actions and spend your turn clearing this slime off Nulara. So Nulara, you are no longer under the effects of this slime at all.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Thank you.
Oh, gracious. You got all this muck on you, and that's not good for someone supposed to be running around hitting things.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
You go on and do your melee attacks.
Yes, ma'am.
Yep. All 3 actions on that. Okay. Hell Harmony, you're next.
All right. I would like to, as a free action, do Lingering Composition.
Okay.
And you add a flourish to your composition to extend the benefits. If your next action is to cast a cantrip composition with a duration of 1 round, attempt a performance check. DC is usually standard difficulty DC of a level equal to your highest level target of your composition.
Okay.
I'm going to make a performance check.
Yes, make the performance check. What composition are you playing?
I'm going to do Inspire Competence.
Okay.
Excuse me, Inspire Courage.
Courage.
Yep. You inspire allies with words of tunes of encouragement. Your allies and all your allies in the area gain +1 status bonus to attack rolls, damage rolls, and saves against fear.
Amazing.
Okay. Make that performance check.
All right.
I'm trying to look up what like level-based DC would be. I'm guessing 10 plus the level.
Oh, he killed it.
Nice.
Oh yeah, no problem. So that's probably even a critical success.
So
that means critical success
wall.
means it lasts 4 rounds.
Oh, hell yeah.
And then I'll play my my tune of courage.
So I put my +1 onto my character. Remember, I get +1 on attack rolls and saving throws to fear.
Yep. And
Amazing.
attack bonuses and damage and saves against fear.
Oh, and damage. Wow, very cool.
Yep.
Can you pop that in the chat? Will it show up so they can see it?
Let me see.
Like if you put the
So I
cantrip.
sing Eye of the Tiger and I
There we go.
do this.
So +1 to all attack rolls, damage rolls, and saves against fear effects. Not bad.
And
So that's only one action that you've taken.
Yep. I will move away because I will actually in the corner here.
Okay.
So
So that was your second action.
what else could I do?
Breakdance. Oh, nice.
No, yeah, it's cantrip. I can do that.
Yeah, it's a cantrip.
Damn.
I will do that.
Yep, so you just have
Wow.
a +1 AC till the start of your turn.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
you got
it'll-
a shield block too.
Yeah, it allows him to do a shield block reaction.
and you basically get a shield block. So it's like 1 AC
Nice.
and you get shield block.
Yep.
The shield has
It's
hard
very
as
cool.
5.
Shield is a super cool spell.
Yeah, that's
in
pretty cool.
Pathfinder.
It's only one action. And there's no limit to like how many cantrips you can cast in a turn as long as your actions. It's not a flourish. It's not anything.
Mhm.
So that works. I like it. All right, top of the round, New Lara.
Okay, so I will stride closer. 10, 20.
That's actually 15 feet per stride
Oh, 15?
because it's that greater difficult. Each square takes 10 extra feet of movement, so 5 plus the 10 extra.
Mm-hmm.
But
And diagonals is like a 10, right?
it's only
Every
every other one. So the first one is free. The second one is what would cost you extra movement.
Okay, 15.
And you're in melee.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
one diagonal is fine. Yeah, he probably should have
Okay.
gone further away, but the DM's a noob.
Oh. Alrighty, so a longsword attack?
Go for it.
Oof.
15
15.
16.
misses, and
Oh,
nudge
16.
is not nudge. I would have called it out because you had the nudge, but the nudge is not enough to make it a
no,
success either.
it's also 16. It's 16 because of the spell.
Oh, you're right.
song.
Because 16. Oh,
And
this
then
is really cool then.
15 is the nudge.
So 15 goes to 16, which misses. However, nudge bumps it to 17, which hits.
Fuck yeah. Plus, it's 1 extra point of damage because of the song too, so it's 11.
Yes, so 1 more point of damage as well. Luckily, because you're not clumsy, right? Because you were cleaned off the slime. There's no penalty for being clumsy. So yeah, 17 hits, and that's 10 slashing damage. This creature is bloodied.
Keep playing
11
that song.
11. Yeah,
slashing
you're right.
damage.
You're right. 11.
I will hit it again.
All right.
That's amazing that nudge already worked.
Yeah, that first thing. Yeah. 19 for 7. Sorry, 20 for 7. So you hit it the second time. It's still
Okay.
alive,
So
but
cool.
you're carving into this thing.
And then I'll raise my shield.
Okay. Oh, that was all 3 actions actually.
Oh yeah. So you're right. Sorry.
Yeah, move, attack, attack.
All right, Eleanor. You're covered in the slime, so you are clumsy 1,
Yeah,
which is a -1 to
affects-
all ranged attacks, AC.
Okay.
I looked it up. I forget what else it was. I put the conditions card for you guys.
All right. So luckily, the -1 is canceled out by the song.
Yep,
for
it
my
cancels out.
attacks. So let's see how this does. Make an attack. Man, I love digital dice. Let's do a second attack.
All right,
I
Miss.
love digital dice.
miss.
Change the color.
It has nothing to do with the color.
3rd action.
Always the color.
Shield.
That's my turn.
Okay. Is your owl doing anything?
It's just been hanging out underneath my hat, so it was not hit by the slime.
Yeah, you said it gets 1 action for free per turn, right?
Yeah, I mean, I
Okay.
was looking at the actions it could take. Basically, dodge doesn't exist, so I don't even know what it would be doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just checking, yeah. Okay. So this thing gets its turn. So it basically is going to use its first action to try to tusk attack you, Nulara. Another dirty
Okay.
20.
Oh wow, hits.
Your AC is 21, isn't it, with the song?
Well, she didn't raise her shield,
Oh wait, no, you're right. Yeah.
You're right.
so your AC is
Hits.
19.
Mm-hmm.
So the 20 hits. So that's only 5 piercing damage.
Okay.
Yeah, that's actually a terrible roll. And then it.
Oh, it's not AC. It's just attack rolls and damage
It's just
rolls.
stack rolls. Okay.
And saves against fear.
And then I guess it's gonna tusk attack a second time. 17. I think that
Misses.
I don't even think that's actually not actually 17. I clicked
That's
the wrong
a good thing to miss.
Yeah, it actually had -5 to that as well, so 12.
Okay. Yeah, misses.
And then jeez. It doesn't really have a lot it can do. I guess it will use a step to move 5 feet away from you
Okay.
without triggering an opportunity attack. But it's also getting closer. It's running out of water to retreat into. Aurelia.
All right. First things first is that she is going to move down here,
Okay.
and she is going to use her crossbow to attack Slurk.
Go for it.
11 misses.
11.
However, she's going to use her last action to start cleaning off Eleanor.
Okay.
Eleanor?
Eleanor.
Got it.
Okay.
And that is Aurelia's turn.
Perfect. Yeah, so you have 1 action cleared. You still got 2 actions worth of slime on you. All right.
Thank you.
Harmony.
All right. He will move while playing his song. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. Is this difficult terrain? I'd have to move.
It's like 4 feet waist deep of water. Like as you move into like where Nulara is, it's like up past her waist, like, pretty sizable up. And yeah, like her feet are sticking in the mud. It's even worse than difficult terrain.
Okay. I would like
Greater
to
difficult
cast-
terrain.
I would like to cast the cantrip guidance
Okay.
on Nulara,
Okay.
and then I would, as my third action, use shield again.
Sure.
Damn. So that's a
Move.
+2 to attack rolls and damage.
Guidance shield.
Dang.
That's my go.
Or not damage, just so you have +2 on your next attack.
One attack roll, perception check, saving throw, or skill check. But yeah, basically attack in combat, right? And then you move for 1 area. Now here's my question.
She's like, hold on, what kind of water is this? I'm gonna do a perception check real quick.
Guidance lasts 1 turn, but is that different? You can't linger in composition this because it's not like a composition. Is that how that works? Food for thought. I don't know.
Yeah, it only works for compositions.
That makes sense.
And also, like my sustain spells, like if she didn't use nudge that turn, I would have to have used an action to sustain another
right.
turn. And it can last up to a minute, but I have to use 1 action to concentrate each turn to do that.
Yeah, it has to be a
So
cantrip
lingering composition is the next action is a cantrip composition.
Right. So
And
guidance is a
they're
cantrip,
separate.
but not a composition.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
Awesome. That'd be cool if you could guide someone for extra rounds, though. Okay. Top of the round, New Lara.
Okay, so I am gonna move closer.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, right here.
So let's see. Moving 1 square diagonal would be 15 feet of movement, and then
Yeah,
it
you
would
can't
be
make it
15.
there.
It'd be 30 feet of movement to move 2 squares.
Um,
Because the it's such mucky, you can only move 1 square for every like, and you can't even use step because of how muddy it is. The creature can swim, so it can move around easier.
Dang. Okay. I kind of feel bad how he keeps running away. But I'm gonna hit it.
Go for it.
For
25.
God,
25.
that's a 27. That's a 27.
27.
All right, that's a crit
Crit?
then.
Yeah.
All right, so that is times 2. That's 22 points of damage.
Yeah. Describe how you
Yeah.
end the slurk.
I look at its eyes and then I look above and then I question myself a little bit. But then he tried to attack me, so I'll swing my longsword. Just one nice hearty swing across its body.
It carves in, and you watch as it goes limp, and like its innards, like its slime that's like inside of it, begins to like ooze out, and it kind of starts like settling on the top of the water, and like spreading out from where it was, and you can feel the slime has like a little bit of like sticky properties, which cause you to back off a bit because you don't want it to get all over you again. But yeah, congratulations, you defeated
Would I be
Sorry, good.
sorry? Would I be familiar? Like since I lived here for a year, would I be familiar with the creature Slurk?
Well, we're out of combat now, right? So if you guys would like to kind of see if there might be anything you would know about, you could give me a recall knowledge nature check.
Oh, I don't have that.
Do you have to be trained to do recall knowledge? I'm not entirely
No.
sure.
I don't think so. I mean, it depends on what the role is for.
Right.
Like if it's something specific, you probably need training, but that's
Well-
always up to the GM.
Yeah, why don't you just make a roll, Nulara? Same
I
thing.
mean, I don't even have that option.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Probably just
Mhm.
nature then. I think you just make
Okay.
it right. Yeah, I think what it is like nature is a skill, and then like recall knowledge based on nature is something you can use that skill on, but you still roll the nature. Ooh, yeah. So you both know something of this. So slurks are typically tusked frog beasts that are normally found in underground layers and caves, which makes sense that you both would probably pick up on something like that,
Ooh.
right?
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
definitely. Elenir would definitely know about that.
Yeah,
Make
it has
eye
two
contact
massive.
with Elenir.
It has two massive tusks that it wants to like tangle with each other. It can climb surprisingly well, and like they like to hang in caves and like jump down. Finding them in a place like this, completely out of their element, it seems weird. The other thing you would probably pick up on is that these things are very much kind of used by kobolds. Kobolds will worship them, and actually use them as they domesticate them and train them to be mounts. So kobolds will ride these around caverns and caves and stuff.
Oh, that's crazy. Can we get like a close up of that token to see what it looks like?
I was trying to do that,
Like
but
a
roll 20 is,
Shift Z.
yeah, no, it's not working right now. Roll 20 is not cooperating.
Maybe it is roll 20 tonight.
I'm gonna refresh and just see. Yeah, because I was trying to show that. Like, also, there's a really cool handout. I wish I could probably show you this handout. let me see if I can. Okay, I refresh Roll20. Let's see if I can do the. Sometimes some of the features in Roll20 bugs out until I refresh. There it goes.
Oh yeah, look at that thing.
Oh dang.
It's like a
That thing is adorable.
it's like a frog walrus.
Yes, it's like a frog
It's
walrus.
an angry
Definitely.
frog.
Oh, now I don't feel bad about killing it now.
Here, I'm just gonna share this handout because it looks really
What
cool.
did you think it was?
Because it kept running away.
That thing is so damn cute.
Tusk frog beast.
Yep, and it is now dead. But as you recall this knowledge about kobolds and stuff like that, your eyes flutter towards the scaly humanoid on the north end of the shore. Sure looks like it could be a kobold.
Ooh. We should first of all, Aurelia, thank you for helping me
Oh,
with the slime.
also, it was a level 2 creature. That means you guys all get 60 experience points.
Nice.
Oh wait, is that right? Let me see. Yeah, 60 experience points. Don't forget you all have a hero point.
Oh, that's a good thing.
Thank you.
Let's wait until Roll20 figures out how to let me type something. There it goes.
Yeah. Nobody wanted to wait. You were saying I don't want to wait in there and get wet, but like the first round of combat, Nulara jumped in and waded down in the muck to protect you guys. But
Elenir's
she
not
could wade
like
over to
Nulara.
the body at least.
I'm gonna check the body. Someone else should do it though, because I've got to let my dog outside.
Yeah. So are you wading through the muck to get there? Because you moved your token across like the mucky waters. Okay.
I would like the guidance. Whoever's like, I will go whoever's going over there, and play a little ditty for them and cast guidance.
I
Sure.
could assist anyone that wants to cross.
Well, you're the one in the water.
Yeah,
Oh, I see. You just,
can,
like, pick 'em up and
carry them
carry
or
them?
something.
Yeah. Does anyone want to take that ferry across?
New Lara, if you could be a deer and just grab the body, bring it over, that would be much appreciated. I'm sure Elenir and I could take a look at it.
Okay, I will grab the body
Okay.
and then wade through the muddy waters again and plop it down in front of them.
Yeah.
Much
So-
appreciated.
You're welcome.
Yep. Definitely looks to be a dead kobold. You had to it was kind of covered in mud and muck, so you had to half unbury it. Almost looked, especially with your background in grave digging, almost looked like a rudimentary sort of grave. But interestingly, nothing dug, but if you had to wager a guess, you might have guessed that maybe the slurk actually was attempting to bury this thing in muck and mud.
There is a pang of guilt.
Sure. The corpse seems to be sitting there. It's fairly recently deceased. It doesn't look too decayed. Most of the gear seems to be at least picked clean, or at least not picked clean, but useless and broken. But there is a rotten belt pouch and a little backpack on its back that might hold something if you guys wanted to go through it.
I will guidance whoever's going to go through it.
Yeah, so in the belt pouch, you find 4 gold. And in the backpack, you find a spike snare, which is an equipment that somebody can add to their sheet.
Are you interested in these types of things, Aurelia?
The money, I'm sure we can all find a use for it. The spike snare, not really my kind of way to fight, but I'm sure that we can find a use for it somehow.
Alright. Harmony, have you seen these types of things before?
What types of things?
The spike snare.
It's a spike snare. It's like a little trap you could set.
I mean, I can carry it.
It basically looks like it functions similar to the ones that the kobolds were laying in the beginner's box that we fought
Yeah.
in. So,
right.
you
I'll
basically
just put it under items.
can set it in a square, and if something steps on it, it'll snap shut like bear trap.
Yeah, you could search it and then throw it into your.
No, it's
Your
not
items.
there.
Oh, interesting.
Maybe
When I
snare.
searched, I saw. Oh, I mean, I see. Yeah. I don't know if it's drag and droppable. Yeah, it looks like it is.
Oh, I found it now.
So yeah, you spend a few minutes doing this. You took a bit of damage there. What are you guys doing after you pick the coal clean?
Do we each get 4 gold?
It was 4 gold total.
So 1 gold each. I hope.
Yeah.
All right.
So-
Not too bad. I hope you enjoyed my music.
It was very inspiring.
Very good. Jonathan taught Omarian, who taught me back in DOL. I'm glad it worked out.
So from this backside of the thing, you can see this like rotting drawbridge that connects this entrance to the actual keep. You'd have to climb up a bit to get onto it, because it is higher than you. Because when you guys came under, you can cross under it. But like, if somebody wanted to climb up, they could get to the drawbridge, or you can go back around to the front entrance, or also across the lake. From where you guys were, you can see like a more hardy, stony sort of bridge with like opening on the side that might be harder to climb into, but with some good climbing and or climbing gear, this kind of climb might be possible.
Eleanor checks the door to see if it's locked.
Yeah, you check the door. The door does not appear locked whatsoever. In fact, the door seems to be so like rotted with time that the minute you check to see like the handle, like if it's locked or whatever, you turn it and the handle like comes pure clean and the wood around it just completely rots away. Like the wood just like you could just like literally like crumple the wood with any amount of force whatsoever.
Okay. Eleanor's going to continue doing investigate going forward and make his way into the building.
Okay. I'm assuming we're doing the same actions as before. If you want to change your actions, let me know.
He motions for the woman, a large woman with a sword and a shield to go forward. He says, just let me know. I know our Aurelia can take care of your wounds, but I do have a kit as well. I've been trained how to patch people up, so if anyone needs that going forward, just keep that in mind.
DM Steve,
Yes.
question:
Sure.
is it dark in
No. Oh, sorry. Outside?
in where we're going?
As the door you peek in, this room, it does appear to have an actual functioning ceiling. So looking into this room, besides the bit of light that kind of filters in just past the doorway, it is going to be dark in this room.
I'll play a little ditty and cast dancing lights.
Okay. Perfect. So it is a sustained cantrip, so that means it'll take 1 action each turn to keep it going if you choose to keep it going.
A dancing lights is a little different. If you sustain it, it allows you to move it. See, when you sustain the spell, you can move any number of lights.
Yeah, you can move it when you sustain it, but you still got to sustain it to keep it up.
Exactly. But it's cool because when you
every turn you can move it
you
along
can
too, yeah.
move any. You can move them all. You can move one. It's
Yeah.
kind of handy. That allows
So-
you to do both.
Yeah, so Aurelia, give me your search, your perception as we move in here too. So
Copy that.
as you enter this thing, the lights kind of come in and swirl around and light it up. So swaths of mildew and mold cover the damp surfaces of this watchtower. Oh, let me pull out the dynamic lighting the door. There we go. Swaths of mildew and mold cover the damp surfaces of this watchtower, appearing as green and black smears on the dull stone walls. The door frames in the wall to the north and south rotted long ago, while a few collapsed chairs lie on the floor amid small heaps of foul-smelling gray lumps. Thick sheets of dusty cobwebs hang from above, obscuring any view of the ceiling. And as you guys like kind of move in,
Um, Aurelia, you notice like in the webbing above, you can tell that above the cobwebs, there looks like there's a mishmash of planks of wood and ropes that are like strewn across, creating a sort of like a place where something could be crawling above the cobwebs unnoticed. As well, with your critical success, you notice that there's also a 3-foot diameter hole in the roof in the northwest corner. So kind of up in this corner, there is a way to climb out through the roof and get on top of this building. And you're pretty sure there's something up there, like trying to hide from you, but like you've spotted them. No magic with your detect magic. And yeah, you light up the room with your dancing lights.
New Lara, I have to ask, you seem pretty good that sword. I hope that translates to being pretty good climbing a rope.
Yeah. Do you
You
need me
see,
to climb any?
you see up here, there is some ropes and planks on this here corner leading up to the hole in the ceiling. I think that we have a guest.
Yeah, so the way this room is basically the whole room is about 10 to 15 feet tall, and about like at the 8-foot mark, it's just met like a whole tangle of cobwebs that makes it hard to see, and all the ropes and planks are above the cobwebs. And as you say that out loud about climbing the ropes and stuff like that, you hear a voice call out from above. It's like kind of high pitched, and it says, "Oh, heroes, welcome to our parlor. Careful, there's a lot of mean bugs that live in the keep next door."
We have friends.
Yeah, if you're looking to protect yourself, you could try to eat some of the magic pixie mud on the floor. And you look down and you see those like gray lumps like all on the floor. Like basically they say like, that will help give you some protection here.
Okay. I'm doing investigate. So do I have some kind of role I can do to A, figure out if this person's full of crap, B, what those things are on the ground?
The other thing I got to point out is this is so who understands Undercommon?
I do.
Anyone else?
Aurelia does.
Okay, so you two would hear this. This is being spoken absolutely in Undercommon. You speak it too, Harmony?
Common and Undercommon.
Okay, perfect. So all three of you guys can understand. Everyone except for New Lara, apparently.
This is all foreign to me.
Yeah, I'm translating to the human.
Yeah. So it's a good. Is there a skill to like understand if someone's lying?
I think it's society.
I think there's probably like a passive. No. Anyways, I'm just gonna rule because I'm not entirely sure exactly how this works. 100% that they're full of shit. Right? They are definitely like lying and trying. Like they're claiming to be a pixie, but they're speaking Undercommon, and their voice is trying to sound as pixie-like as possible. But like, no, it's too guttural to be a pixie.
Yeah, as I'm translating to New Lara, I say, it's claiming to be a pixie. I'm pretty sure that's shit on the ground. Don't eat it. It's definitely not a pixie. It doesn't even sound like a pixie. In common.
You're right. It is not. You are very perceptive, Elenu.
Who here is going to confront our gracious host?
What are you saying? It just eat it. It's so good.
I don't understand what they're saying.
Well, now listen here, my good Undercommon speaking friend. I know what language you're speaking, and it ain't one that can make pixie dust.
When you say that, like there's like a loud, angry shriek from like the rafters above you, and they basically start cursing at you in undercommon, like, stupid. You should have just eaten it. And you can tell, like, from their movements that they are definitely getting ready to make aggressive movements at you. Perception to sense motive, interesting.
Yeah, it's a sense motive check, and it uses your perception.
Makes sense.
So I definitely wouldn't have done that because my perception is crap.
Well, these guys are terrible at lying. Like, this is a terrible setup anyways. But we are about to go into combat. However, it's only 10 minutes until the end of our session, so I think it's probably best. I'll put it to you guys. It is our first session. Would you rather do this combat now or pick up next week with this combat?
I mean, you would know. If there's one guy, let's do it. If there's 500, then you tell us. Yeah.
Not 5, but there's more than one. This shouldn't be a long fight. But it's not a 10-minute fight. It's probably like a 15-minute fight, maybe 20.
I'm down.
Let's do it.
Hold on. Brianna, do you have work in the morning?
Perhaps.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So if you don't want to stay up, just say the word and we'll call it here.
Yeah, I'm down to stop. Because it could go long, especially with the way I talk.
Flip a coin and we'll see how it goes.
There you go.
Who's gonna flip it?
I can flip it, and then I guess Steve can decide which one is which.
Oh, you put that on me?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
No, you just call heads or tails.
are you
Yes.
gonna roll a D2?
Yes.
Okay, so 2 we go on and 1 we stop.
Sounds good.
Roll 20 is deciding for us. All right,
We go.
we go. This shouldn't be a long fight. So everyone, give me an initiative roll using perception.
Don't
As-
forget +1.
You get +1 thanks to the scouting.
Initiative.
Nice.
Perception. Go. 16, 17.
I'm gonna say this right now. New Laura can go first.
Well, Nulara got a 22 anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Roll 20 is just frozen for me. I hope it's just roll 20 because this is unbearable. Like I can't do anything. I can't even move.
So
boxes.
Aurelia, so Nular got a 22, right?
Yeah, with the +1.
And then Aurelia and Elenir got a 21.
Yep.
And Hal got a 17. Okay, these things. Well, Nulara, you are first to go. These things are making aggressive actions, but they're above you in this sort of like cobwebby ceiling.
Like, how far away are they from me?
They are about 8 feet above your head. Like far enough up that you can't melee strike them.
Okay, I got it. Oh, they won't understand me.
Demoralize.
Yeah.
You can still tempt
Bummer.
it. They just have a penalty. You just have a penalty to the check, I think.
Yeah, because they can't understand what you're saying. They could get the tone, but it's just gonna be a little bit more difficult.
I will hold my turn.
Okay.
I can say that, right? Like hold my turn and then use all my actions when I'm
It's called a delay.
Yes.
Delay.
Well,
Yeah.
are you holding an action or are you just delaying your turn?
delaying my turn.
Okay. Yeah. So then at the end of any other person's turn, you can jump in and take your turn then.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't, then you just go to the bottom of the initiative.
Yeah. I'll even give them room.
Okay. Aurelia or Elenir.
Elenir can go first.
All right.
All right, can we even see the creature?
There's definitely like obscuring between you and them up there. But they are not like hidden from you, if that makes sense.
So it would be like a plus to their AC because they're obscured.
They're in like dim light, so if you have anything that lets you see it, like your dark vision, so they're
I
not
have dark
obscured
vision,
from that.
So, I see them like it's daytime, like not a problem.
Yep. So they would just have a slight cover from like the stuff that's between you and them, but that's it. They look like these things.
Oh, look at that little Jesus. Oh yeah, there's also dancing lights. I don't know if they're up in the ceiling, but they're definitely down here with us. So how do you change the color of your dice? You change the color on your spiel.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you want to move it, I mean, if you're on the bottom, you can just click on the color and it pops up.
All right, let's try a different dice.
Do it. Red.
So if I can see them from where I'm at, I'm gonna take an attack.
Go for it. Ho, ho, ho.
Critical hit. I guess it was different
See?
dice.
Yep.
All right, so
Okay,
that
well,
is so that's 6 plus a d10.
Wow.
So that's 14 points of damage.
all right. So you cast
Wow.
your arrow up. It like totally like crashes into one of them, and through the cobwebs and ropes and everything, you hear a banging as one of them drops dead on the floor, right next to Aurelia.
All right, that's one attack. I don't like my chances. Thanks everyone for telling me to switch dice. That did work. With my second action, I'm going to tap Aurelia on the shoulder, even though I haven't seen her actually do anything yet, and attack wise, and cast Nudge Fate.
Okay.
It's a beneficial hex. And then with my last one, I cast another cantrip to give me a little bit of a AC boost, and
Okay.
that's my turn.
Awesome. Aurelia.
Aurelia turns to Elenir, nods. Thank you kindly. And these ugly little buggers are on the ceiling, right?
Yeah, they're above the cobwebs on planks of wood and ropes that have been fashioned as like kind of like a crow's nest up there.
Okay. She's just gonna do a crossbow attack right now.
Okay.
Crossbow.
Ooh, no, that's not gonna do it.
That is definitely going to miss.
Instead, Nulara, your HP is at 16 right now, if I'm reading correctly.
Yeah.
She is going to retrieve a bottle from her belt and then just hold it up to Nulara's lips and force her to drink a healing
Okay.
potion.
Okay.
Thank you.
So 4 hit points.
You get
Nice.
4 hit points back.
Wait,
I
what is it? What does
appreciate
it mean
it
by the
very much.
bonus is +1?
I think
Is
it
it
means that
5 hit points?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm full.
It's just weird the way they wrote that. It restores this much hit points, and the bonus is +1. Like, okay.
And that will be my turn.
Oh, okay. So Elixir of Life, you restore that number of hit points, and the
plus
bonus
1 saving throws. Okay.
against disease and poisons for 10 minutes.
Let me
Oh,
copy
cool.
and paste this to chat.
That is cool.
Okay. So that's 2 actions, right?
Yeah, that's 2 actions.
And that will be Aurelia's turn.
Okay.
You have another action.
She does not. Let's just do another crossbow attack with element.
Okay, go for it.
That is
Uh,
10.
Oh.
No, that misses. All right. Harmony.
So I'm not really sure what sustain does, but I'm sustaining the lights.
So that's 1 action to keep the spell going.
Yeah, you're just sustaining a spell for another turn, and with dancing lights, you can move them as well. So it's just
Yeah,
1
well,
action.
I'd like to move them so everybody can see them.
To like push it up through the like cobwebs and like light the top better. So yeah, they're definitely in bright light now. That's fine.
I'll move over, I guess, so I can
Okay.
see. That's what he would do. Because like, what's going on over there?
Mhm.
And then he will cast. He'll cast shield.
Okay.
Those are 3.
Perfect. All right. This one here shrieks in anger as you like shot one of their like guys and killed them. So this mitflit, as they're called, is going to he throws a dart at you.
Nice.
Elenir. So dart attack 14.
14 misses even without the shield.
Okay. And then its second action is to throw a second dart. That's a 16.
So, would hit, but I choose to raise my shield, which gives me a +5 bonus, just like a shield, or the +2 bonus, and then I can take up to 5 points of damage.
It also says it does 0 damage, but I'm guessing
Wow.
because it has a
Minimum one.
minus. But I think the minimum is 1.
So
yeah.
I do that.
So the second dart hits, but you absorb it into that, and then
oh wait a minute. I'm looking at shield. I just scrolled up. That would still hit even with shield
because only +1.
Yeah, it's only +1 circumstance bonus at the start of your turn. Block.
But it hits, and then you use the shield block to absorb it.
Yeah, so it hits, and then it nullifies the 1 point of damage.
Yes. Yeah, and then for its third action, it climbs up that hole and runs like out the top of the ceiling. Okay.
May I take a free action to say something?
Sure.
As he like goes up through the ceiling, Elenir says, "Remember that rope we saw outside? It's probably where it's going. It's going to climb to the other building, if I have to make a guess."
All right, and then this one here is going to use its first action to throw a dart. I guess this one will be at Aurelia. That's an 11.
All right. 11 misses.
All right. Second attack, 23.
Damn.
Hits.
Okay, 3 piercing damage as you get hit by the
max
dart.
damage.
All right.
That is max damage. That's hilarious. Okay, and then with its third action, it is going to attempt to hide with an 18.
Nice.
So it moves, like it kind of uses the cover of the boards and the things, and you got the light on it, but it's still like hiding from you guys. So in order to see it, it'll take like an actual active perception. So Nulara, you were holding your action. This is the last chance for you to jump in and take your turn.
Yeah. Could I, if I go over here, can I see the end of the rope?
Well, it's up. It's
like
pretty
where
high
it's
up, right?
attached to?
It's not like the rope doesn't come down to the ground. The rope is just like a tangle. It's almost like a cargo net built into the ceiling. So you could try to like, if you wanted to like jump up, push yourself through the cobwebs and grab for like the rope to pull you up, you could definitely attempt something like that.
No, my goal was to like hearing what Elenir said. Whatever transportation that they're gonna use, I just want to, with my dagger, like try and hit that.
It's on the roof, on the outside of the building. That's
the problem. Yeah, the hole is on the roof that they crawled out of, which is like way up high, and then all of the vines and planks of wood and cargo net is built above the cobwebs. So like none of that's within melee reach of you.
Okay, got it. Okay, I'll just climb through the.
If you wanted to like use an action to like jump and use your second action to attack while you're jumping, then I could totally get behind something like that.
Heck yeah, I do.
Okay.
Athletics.
I don't think I'm gonna make you roll.
Okay.
It's not that tall of a room, so you jump with an action up in the air, and then you would make you're making it against like the ropes and stuff. Is that what you're saying? Or you're trying to jump up and target the thing that's hiding because you don't know where he is. You'd have to use an action to find him.
Her goal was to attack the rope that was connecting the two buildings. The problem is that's on the outside of the building.
So you can't the vine connects the buildings and it's from the roof to roof, and you definitely don't have a sight on that. You could attack the cargo net that's like supporting this guy and attempt to cut down the whole thing and make him tumble is what I was picturing in my head.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so one action to jump up, and then I'm gonna have you make a attack roll, but since you're doing it mid jump, you're gonna have a -2 circumstance penalty.
Okay.
So go ahead and make that roll, and then we'll just -2.
Oh damn!
Yeah.
18.
So you jump up, you slash through the rope because the rope's not very like difficult to cut through with your sword, and as it slices, you easily go through the cobweb, through the rope. You feel like a bunch start giving. The whole rope thing starts sagging. Wood starts falling out of like up there to the ground, like around you guys. And the guy that was hiding in all of that, like tumbles out of the rope and like lands on the ground, basically next to you.
Nice.
You try to make us eat shit, and then I'll hit it again.
Yeah, you have one more action, so go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
He's flat-footed because he's on the ground.
Oh,
Oh yeah, you end this guy.
Nice.
that's amazing.
11 damage is enough to kill him in one hit. How do
Alright,
you
I'm
know
gonna-
it's shit? You don't know. It's magic pixie.
I saw that it was some green stuff. It's diarrhea. It's very not healthy.
All right, well, one of them, is getting away. Eleanor, it is your turn if you wanted to do something about that.
Okay, so Eleanor has 30 feet. So
Mhm.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
That's 35, unfortunately, because that's your second
Oh, it is?
diagonal.
Then
But
right there.
there's fine, yeah. You can see, like, as you imagined, he's on the vine that connects the two buildings, and he's running across at, like, basically full speed.
Okay.
But he's still there. He's still
Yeah.
easy picking.
All right then. I'm not going to sustain the nudge fate, so that's going to disappear after this round.
Okay.
That was one action. Second action. This won't kill him. So I'm going to try and shoot him because what I want to do won't kill him based on how much HP we know they have.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to try and attack with my short bow.
Go for it.
Damn. 14
14 misses.
for 1 point of damage. Jesus.
Needed to nudge fate.
Oh yeah, I could have done that on myself. Well, damn. Too bad.
Okay. So you still have one more action, right?
Yeah. Yeah, let's see here. Maybe I'll actually roll well. Let's see. Nope,
Nope.
even worse. And that was without the -5 because I pressed the wrong button.
Okay, yeah, you definitely do not hit it as it runs across the vine.
I love digital dice. That's my turn. Thank you.
All right. But I imagine you run out and like call back that it's getting away as you fire at it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right.
As soon as I saw it, I used a free action to kind of yell to Hal because I could see Hal from there. So
Okay. Aurelia.
All right, Aurelia's gonna move. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay. So she is going to do a crossbow attack.
Okay. It's skittering across this vine very deftly.
13, I'm guessing misses.
13 misses, yes.
Second crossbow attack.
Now, is crossbow one of those weapons you can only fire one time?
I am not sure.
It might not be. I know it is in D&D, right?
Yeah.
Crossbow has the reload 1 trait, which I think
so it takes an action to reload.
It just takes an action to reload it, right? You fired twice last turn, right?
Yeah.
So technically you
but
wouldn't
both
have been able to.
missed,
So you would have to spend...
No, hold on. She didn't move. So it would have been shot, reload, shot.
Yeah, you only used... Well, no, she also used an action to
didn't-
heal Nulara.
Okay.
So so technically here's how it works. To reload your bow, it takes an action. It takes a full action to reload your crossbow. So at the start of this turn, it's not loaded, right? Because you fired technically twice, even though technically you can't. So first action this turn to run outside. Your second action would have to be to load your crossbow, and then your third action would be the attack, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Yep.
Because it takes a full action to reload a crossbow. So you can fire twice in a turn, but it takes that action in the middle of it to reload.
All right, then I guess that's my turn.
Yes, that would be 3 actions. But then
Well,
now,
there's-
after you fire, your crossbow's still empty, right? So next
Mhm.
turn, you need to spend another action to reload it.
Yeah.
I guess technically somebody could reload it for you on their turn, like just stand next to you and load it. That's kind of hilarious to think about. How?
I guess that's the choice.
All right, I will. I hear Eleanor
Mhm.
hollering, and I will move
Mhm.
next to him. I see him there, and I'll pull up my sling.
Okay.
Unravels in my hand, and I'll
So move
swing
for
it
one
around my
action.
head, and
Pull out your sling would be your second action, and then
yep,
fire off with the sling attack.
fire off a rock,
Okay.
duck, and I will.
Ooh,
Miss.
sorry. 6 misses.
I love propulsive next to the attack.
Yeah, I wonder what that means. That's got to be a thing.
It is a thing.
There's so many weapon traits. We should like learn what they all are, so we're not googling them every fight. Anything else, Hal?
That's
That's 3 actions, right? And also, your dancing lights blinks out because you did not sustain it,
Yep.
so it goes dark around you, New Lara. Okay.
Yeah, I have dark vision.
Oh yeah, fine. You don't even know. Well, it goes black and white then.
Okay.
It turns into like an old movie. So with his turn, this guy uses his stride to run across the roof on the other side, and then he uses another action to drop like down into that room. And we are out of combat because he has escaped. You guys, you know, I don't think we could rush after it, but considering where we are, that's the end of this combat. So for killing 2 of those guys, you do get some experience. I'm just looking it up. So these are all party level -2. So you guys got 40 experience for killing 2 guys.
So we're up to 100, 10%
100.
way to level up.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
All right. So
And-
Eleanor sees the guy inside and just proceeds to light the building on fire to get the last guy. I'm just kidding.
Well, that's the thing though. You've seen where he went. So the vine, the idea that you had behind like why that vine was there seems to have paid off because you saw it in action, right? He ran across the vine to the next room, and ran into there. So whatever's in that room, he was trying to get to very like hurriedly. So there's got to be something going on there. But as combat winds down, it gives you a minute to, you know, reassess and figure out what your guys' next move is going to be. And that is where we will end tonight's session.
Good job, team.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's go.
Seeing you guys sort of figure out your roles in combat and stuff is cool
It's
to
a
watch
lot of
it evolve.
teamwork.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's also much more complicated because, you know, it's like, oh, what is reload 1? Oh, what is propulse? Like, there's so many things that we're still figuring out. But the more we play with our characters, the more it'll become like second nature to us, right?
Experts by the end of the.
I hope so.
Yeah, and I witches normally like hexes for a witch are usually offensive, so I wanted to try like a support hex for the beginning with the nudge fate. So hopefully that helps from here on out.
It really hit the first time you used it. It actually made the difference.
Yeah, that was
I
amazing.
couldn't have asked for anything better. That's awesome. Oh, so propulsive weapons get to use half your strength modifier to damage rolls. If you have a negative
cool.
strength, you still apply your full negative strength, though.
Oh.
Yeah, 0 strength modifier.
Okay, so the propulsive actually doesn't do anything. But if you're buff, flinging a sling can do a bit of extra damage. So that's cool.
That's pretty funny.
Plus, the other thing with ranged weapons, you don't get to add you get to add your dex to attacks, but not to damage.
Not damage.
Mhm.
Yep.
Right, because that's
Yeah,
interesting.
pretty cool.
There's all little nuances that we need to figure out. So I'm hoping next week that we get the nice higher resolution runes map. Yeah, it's got like it's from the PDF, so it has all of the room numbers and tags and secret doors visible to you guys. So I'm hoping that that's taken care of before we go further. But
We appreciate it, Steve. You
Oh,
take an
yeah.
extra mile.
I
Steve,
know.
just so you are aware, I
Uh-huh.
could see the HP bar for the
oh,
enemy that we were just fighting.
Yep.
I'm hoping that like because all I did was drag and drop the tokens from like the bestiary, you know. So I'm hoping they set the tokens up better when you have the fully published module. So let's check next week and see if that's still the case. Because I'm
Well-
guessing the default token settings are just view hit points, show hit points for everything.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna collectively lie to you, but we'll definitely check next time.
Definitely.
Definitely.
Just kidding.
All right. So I am DM Steve. Thanks for coming on this first journey. You got to meet our characters. You got to see a little bit of combat as they approach the ruins. Next week, we dive right in as they explore more of the ruins and see if we can maybe uncover some of the secrets behind the possibly glowing lighthouse. So check us out. We are on YouTube. We're on Twitch. Follow me on Twitter at Steve the DM. Let's do reverse order for signing out from signing on. So let's start with Nina.
Thank you for watching, guys. Hope you have a good night. Please wear a mask.
Rick?
All right. Follow me at Hallowed on Twitter, Hallowed RPG on Twitch, and Hallowed Hunt RPG on YouTube. And if you have any musical recommendations or requests, just drop them on Steve's notifications, and we'll do our best to get them into the session.
We need to set up
Thanks,
a system where they can like spend their like stream bits or whatever the currency they earn
Yep.
for sitting on our channel to like request songs.
Yep, for sure.
So set it up on your channel
That'd be
and my
great.
channel. Awesome. All right, Brianna.
I have no socials, so you will find nothing if you look up anything. So
Challenge accepted.
I guess you can look me up on LinkedIn if you really,
Aurelia?
really want
Is that
to.
you?
You can
Yeah,
find
you
me
should-
on LinkedIn probably, but I probably won't add you because I mostly just add my coworkers and that's it. But thanks for tonight, Steve.
Thank you, Steve.
Be safe, wear a
Of
mask. Good night.
Perfect. And Jordan.
Oh, sorry, I was kind of out of it there. I was making a Twitter account for Aurelia.
I was going to say
Um,
make a Twitter account for your character and from your character's perspective. Can you imagine like tweeting while you're
That's a good
clearing out a
idea.
dungeon?
You're like, God, these stupid
These
adventurers.
fuckers.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
You say it to your owl and your owl flies it back to Otari and yells it at the village, and that's their version of
Yeah.
Twitter.
Yep. We just send our tweets through Vana. It's a good time.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, Steve, I know this was a bit more work than you had intended, but I appreciate you going above and beyond and still making the session happen. I know we all had a good time, and looking forward to next week and getting to the nitty gritty of this campaign and solving